Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would be so kind, please subscribe if you like what you see. Help our channel to keep growing and keep fighting the war to save pop culture. Together, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. Enjoy, and thanks. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I am here today to discuss the epic 6th chapter of Book of Boba Fett. This episode was amazing, folks. Absolutely amazing. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau pulled out all the stops, and at the end of this chapter, one character is presented with a hard choice that could well determine the fate of Star Wars as a franchise. I am not exaggerating. This choice will tell us if the Disney Sequel Trilogy is being erased before our very eyes as promised, or if they're going to stay the course and allow Kennedy's destruction of Star Wars to stand. I will reveal exactly what I mean in a few minutes, and I urge you to watch this video to the very end because I need to build to this. But I want to let you guys know, there will be spoilers in this review because there's no way to discuss the enormous implications of this chapter without getting into a few specifics of the plot. But I will first discuss the episode generally without spoilers, then I'll warn you about spoilers before getting into them. But I can tell you right off the bat, this was yet another episode of The Mandalorian disguised as Book of Boba Fett, and oddly enough, this is yet another episode that hardly features Boba Fett at all.
Holy shit, get to the good stuff, man! Get to the good stuff! Tell him who appeared in this episode, damn it! You're burying the headline!
Patience, young Jedi. I understand your excitement. I'm excited too. But for those who don't want spoilers, I'm just going to broadly discuss some general points about this episode before moving into spoiler territory and discussing why Chapter 7 of Book of Boba Fett may well seal the fate of Star Wars moving forward.
Your prudence is exasperating, Doomcock. But I get it, no spoilers. Hurry up so we can get to the good part.
Fair enough. As I said, Chapter 6 of Book of Boba Fett is really Season 3, Episode 2 of The Mandalorian. Once again, Din Djarin is the focus of this episode. Well, Din Djarin and a number of huge guest appearances that are sending Star Wars fans dancing in the streets. But we'll get to that. Boba Fett is barely in this episode, and mostly we get set up in this chapter for a showdown between the Pike Syndicate and Boba Fett in Chapter 7 next week. This episode was written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and directed by Filoni, and no wonder. Star Wars canon is on the line here, and so the stewards of the Star Wars universe are weighing in with this chapter, making certain that things are presented clearly, all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed. There's a particularly interesting shootout in a classic spaghetti western style. There's some mayhem on the streets of Mos Vespa, and while unfortunately we do see some of the annoying, mighty boring power lamers, at least they're just standing around, and there are no Vespas seen on the streets of Mos Vespa. But I am informed by my Hollywood spies that we will see some ridiculous and annoying over-the-top Vespa shit in Chapter 7, so brace yourselves, gang. Apparently, this Vespa gang doesn't get any less annoying in the finale. I won't give any specifics except to say, it's apparently pretty sucky, so consider yourselves warned.
Come on, man! Get to the amazing shit! Who we got to see? Tell him who appeared in the episode!
I know, man, believe me. But let me just say a few more things folks will want to know. Pedro Pascal continues to shine as the Mandalorian, a character who can say more with a slight tip of his helmet than many actors can say with full expressions. For Din Djarin, this chapter is full of emotion, as he is forced to make a very difficult choice between selfish desire and higher duty, and it is this emotional heft that has been missing from Boba Fett's story all this time, in my opinion. If only they had made it clearer why Boba Fett cares about ruling the Hutt's criminal cabal. If only the stakes were higher for him, I think a lot of fans might be more into Book of Boba Fett. But the difference between watching chapters 1 through 4 of Boba Fett and chapters 5 and 6 of The Mando Show reveals just how much better developed Din Djarin is, despite Boba having a bit of a head start on him. Needless to say, In conclusion of our spoiler-free discussion, these last 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett have been great fun, and this last one has potential consequences for Star Wars far beyond this series. And so now it's time to get into spoilers, folks. Tune out if you don't want to know, but then come back to this video once you've seen it, because a momentous decision is about to be made and Star Wars may perish come Chapter 7. Okay, it's spoiler time. Luke Skywalker is back, baby!
Hell yeah! Luke, man! Luke Skywalker!
Yep. I figured they'd delay showing us this scene until Season 3 of The Mandalorian, but son of a bitch! In this final stretch of the series, John and Dave are leaving no stone unlevitated, and so here we are. Luke Skywalker, the Jedi, returns. In Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6, we spend a lot of time with Luke Skywalker training Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, to be a Jedi Knight. And in a number of scenes, they evoke memories of Luke training with Yoda on his back, only now Luke is the master, training Baby Yoda who is riding on his back. We see Luke flipping through the woods, levitating various objects, and the effect is charming.
And the deep fake stuff was pretty uncanny, man. It got better than last time, and it really does seem like young Luke Skywalker, not a cartoon.
The effect work is so good on Luke Skywalker, I really don't even feel like talking about it. I wasn't really focused on the technology as I was watching. I was focused on the story, and I was focused on seeing Luke, which is a true testament to just how far our deepfake technology has advanced. In the past, I had to force myself to ignore the uncanny valley of realistic CGI characters. Like in Rogue One, I found Tarkin and Leia to be very cartoony, and I had to force down my distaste for the effects to focus on the story. Now, I'm just watching the story. The potential paradise and horrors of deepfakery in cinema is a discussion for another day, but I can tell you, this was probably the first time I was entirely convinced that I was watching a person in CG. My only objection to Luke was his expressions were a bit flat. He wasn't as emotive as Mark Hamill typically is, but it's a minor quibble. Chapter 6 featured the return of the Jedi, and I couldn't have been more delighted.
Watching Luke train Grogu was pretty amazing. The quiet dignity and strength of Luke. They managed to capture that in this chapter. It was fucking amazing, man.
It was. There are a number of other guest appearances that I will not spoil here because it's not relevant to the issue at hand, which is this. Are Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau about to erase the Disney Sequel Trilogy? My sources have been telling me they're headed this way for years now, and it appears that we are on the precipice of confirming this. The key lies in this episode and the final chapter of Book of Boba Fett. Let me now explain what I mean and why this development is so earth-shaking. The Mandalorian goes to the forest planet where Luke is training Grogu. Din Djarin wants to see Baby Yoda again, make sure he's okay, and give him the gift he had made for him. Din Djarin finds an old familiar friend waiting for him when he lands, which kind of choked me up, to be honest. You guys are going to want to see this. And he sees Luke training Grogu on a hill. Before he can approach Grogu to greet him, he is told by another surprise guest who will not be named that Grogu has been missing Din Djarin, and that if Grogu sees him, it will make things harder for Grogu emotionally to continue his training. And so, despite the obvious pain it causes him, Din Djarin turns away and leaves the package to be delivered to Grogu. Din Djarin flies away, having only glimpsed Grogu from afar, and this was a sincerely emotional moment that made me realize just how well Favreau's universe is starting to gel. All the groundwork has been laid, and now we're finally getting to big payoffs in the Favreau-verse. But the biggest payoff lies ahead, and may seal Star Wars' fate in Chapter 7. The gift Din Djarin brought was a Beskar chainmail coat for Grogu. As a Mandalorian foundling, it is Grogu's birthright, and Din is determined that he should have it. And thus the episode ends, with Luke Skywalker giving Grogu a fateful choice. Luke lays the Beskar armor to one side, and lays Yoda's lightsaber to the other side. Luke tells Grogu, if you pick the armor, we will return you to the Mandalorian and you will be reunited with him. If you choose Yoda's lightsaber, however, I will train you to become a great Jedi Master. The choice is yours. If Baby Yoda picks up Yoda's lightsaber, then the Disney Sequel Trilogy is erased. According to the Disney Sequel Trilogy, Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren, was Luke's first student. If Grogu chooses Yoda's lightsaber, then Grogu will become Luke Skywalker's first student, and everything changes.
But if Baby Yoda chooses the Beskar armor?
Then things are cast into doubt yet again. This is the perfect opportunity for Favreau and Filoni to completely derail and begin the erasure of the Disney Sequel Trilogy, defeating the plans of the quintessential devil in these matters, Kathleen Kennedy. But if they don't take advantage of this moment to begin that change, it makes me doubt they ever will. They still could, yes, but the thing is, will they follow through? Because they won't get a clearer chance than this, a cleaner chance, to signal that they're serious about saving Star Wars. Next week, a very, very big original Star Wars character will appear on the show. Watch my previous video if you want to know who. But the significance of that is dwarfed by the implications of Grogu's momentous decision.
Actually, dude, they could delay revealing Grogu's decision until Season 3 of The Mandalorian.
No, surely they wouldn't be that heartless, that evil.
They might well, dude. You know, I know evil, and I know Disney.
I'm gonna be pissed if that's the case, Harvey. I'm on pins and needles about this. And if I have to wait God knows how long to learn of Grogu's choice, I'm not gonna be a happy doomcock. But things are coming to a head, people, and the fate of Star Wars teeters in the balance. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.